You've probably seen it. It's all over your social media feed, pushed by influencers and wellness gurus. Eat raw garlic to kill parasites. A handful of pumpkin seeds will deworm you. These posts promise a simple, natural fix for a ton of confusing, chronic symptoms. Everything from bloating and relentless fatigue to skin issues, sugar cravings, and even anxiety. It sounds almost too good to be true, right? A miracle cure hidden in our pantries the whole time. But what's the real story here? Are these ancient remedies the miracle cure we've been waiting for? Or are we falling for a dangerous health myth? Look, the idea that we could be hosting unwanted guests is unsettling. And the promise of a quick cleanse is incredibly appealing. But before you start chugging herbal potions, we need to ask some hard questions. In this video, we're cutting through the hype. We're going to look at the actual science behind these popular parasite cleanse remedies to find out what really works, what doesn't, and what might be genuinely harmful. First, let's be crystal clear. Parasitic infections are absolutely real. They're a serious medical issue, especially in parts of the world with poor sanitation. You can get them from contaminated food or water, or from traveling to certain regions. And the symptoms can be severe. We're talking intense abdominal pain, weight loss, and fever. But the conversation happening online is different. It's more subtle. The symptoms that supposedly signal the need for a cleanse are often vague and incredibly common. Bloating, brain fog, trouble sleeping, teeth grinding, skin rashes, and just that general feeling of being off. Millions of people suffer from these exact issues, and when modern medicine doesn't offer a quick or clear answer, you can see why the idea of a hidden parasite becomes a pretty compelling villain. It provides a single identifiable enemy for a whole laundry list of problems. This is the exact pain point the parasite cleanse industry targets. That feeling of being dismissed or not having answers for your chronic health struggles. The whole narrative frames these natural remedies as an empowering alternative, putting the control back in your hands. But does that story hold up to scientific scrutiny? So let's put these popular remedies on trial. We'll look at the biggest cures one by one, examining the claims, the science, and the final verdict. The claim is garlic, especially its active compound allicin, is a potent parasite killer. The advice is usually to eat multiple raw cloves a day to purge your system. The science behind it is garlic is undeniably a powerhouse food. It has well-documented antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. Some lab studies, and we're talking studies done in a petri dish, have shown that allicin can immobilize or kill certain parasites. However, and this is the crucial part, there's a huge lack of strong, large-scale human trials to prove that just eating garlic can reliably wipe out a parasitic infection in a living person. What works in a test tube just doesn't always translate to the super complex environment of the human body. So is it a miracle cure? Nope. Garlic is incredibly healthy, and its compounds have shown some anti-parasitic activity in lab settings, but it is not a proven treatment. Relying on it to cure a real infection would be a serious mistake. Think of it as a great supporting actor for your immune system, not the star of the show. Now the claim is, a handful of raw pumpkin seeds a day will paralyze and eliminate intestinal worms, thanks to a compound called cucurbitacin. This claim actually has some basis in traditional medicine. The compound cucurbitacin in pumpkin seeds has been shown in some studies to have an antiparasitic effect, specifically by paralyzing worms. This has been seen in lab and animal studies, and one older human study showed a high success rate when pumpkin seed extracts were combined with areca nut. However, most of the research is quite limited, and there is very little recent evidence suggesting pumpkin seeds alone are effective at getting rid of parasites in humans. The dose you'd need to have a real effect is unknown, and it's probably way more than you'd get from a casual snack. The verdict: a myth with a kernel of truth. Like garlic, pumpkin seeds are a super nutrient-dense food that might offer some supportive benefits. The cucurbitacin is interesting, but it's not a standalone cure. Calling it a dewormer is a major overstatement based on the evidence we have today. And now for the heavy hitters, wormwood and black walnut. The claim is, these two herbs are the superstars in most commercial parasite cleanse formulas. They're sold as powerful, broad-spectrum herbal antiparasitics. The science behind it is that both wormwood and black walnut have been used in traditional medicine for centuries to treat digestive issues. Some lab studies do suggest they have compounds that can fight off certain parasites. But this is where we shift from not enough evidence to genuinely risky. There's almost no reliable human data to support their use. More importantly, These herbs can be toxic. Wormwood contains a compound called thujone, which is a psychoactive chemical that can cause convulsions and hallucinations, especially with long-term use or in high doses. Black walnut can also cause side effects and is a common allergen. Some say it's a dangerous myth. The risk of side effects and potential toxicity from these herbs far outweighs their unproven benefits. The supplement industry isn't tightly regulated, so you have no idea about the purity of the product or the concentration of thujone you're actually getting. This is not something to mess around with. And on that note, if you're finding this evidence-based approach to wellness helpful and you want to cut through more of the noise you see online, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It helps the channel a ton and lets us know you want more real science-backed information just like this. So, we've established that the evidence for these remedies is shaky at best. But what's the real harm in just trying a cleanse anyway? Well, the risks are actually more significant than you might think. First, there's the so-called die-off or Herxheimer reaction. Cleanse proponents will tell you that feeling sick, headaches, fatigue, diarrhea is a good sign. They claim it means the parasites are dying and releasing toxins. In reality, it's much more likely that you're just having a negative reaction to the aggressive herbs you're taking. You're essentially making yourself sick, not getting better. The second major risk is the total lack of regulation. Herbal supplements are not regulated by agencies like the FDA for safety or efficacy in the same way drugs are. This means that bottle of Parasite cleanse you buy could have inconsistent doses, the wrong ingredients, or worse, be contaminated with things like heavy metals. The FDA frequently issues warnings against specific unregistered herbal parasite products for this exact reason. But the single greatest danger of self-treating with a parasite cleanse is the risk of misdiagnosis. Those vague symptoms that lead people down this path, the bloating, fatigue, stomach pain, can be signs of many other, much more common health conditions. By focusing on a parasite you probably don't have, you could be delaying a proper diagnosis and treatment for the real underlying issue, whatever it might be. So, if grabbing a bottle of wormwood isn't the answer, what is? The path forward is logical, safe, and actually based on evidence. Step 1. Get tested. If you have a legitimate reason to suspect a parasite, maybe you have severe digestive issues after traveling to a high-risk area, the first and only step should be to see a doctor. They can run proper diagnostic tests, like stool samples or blood tests, to see if you have an infection, and, if so, exactly what you're dealing with. Step 2. Use proven medical treatments. If a parasite is found, there are prescription anti-parasitic medications that are proven to be both safe and effective. These are drugs specifically designed to target and eliminate that parasite, and they've gone through rigorous testing to make sure they work. This is the only evidence-based way to treat a confirmed infection. Step 3. Reframe your goal. Instead of a parasite cleanse, let's think in terms of supporting your overall gut health. This is where you can safely incorporate some of that wisdom from the natural health world. Focus on what we know works for a healthy gut. Eat a whole foods diet rich in fiber. Bring in fermented foods or a good probiotic to support your healthy gut bacteria. Make sure you're getting enough nutrients like vitamin A and zinc to support your body's natural immune defenses. These actions won't kill a non-existent parasite, but they will build a more resilient and healthy body, which can genuinely help with symptoms like bloating and fatigue. So back to our original question. Are natural parasite remedies a miracle cure or a dangerous myth? The answer is pretty clear. They're a dangerous myth. While some foods like garlic and pumpkin seeds are healthy additions to your diet, they are not medicine and haven't been proven to cure parasitic infections in people. The more aggressive herbal cleanses are ineffective, unregulated, and carry real risks of toxicity and side effects. The promise of a quick fix is always tempting, but true health empowerment doesn't come from following a trend on social media. It comes from being informed, asking critical questions, and taking a smart, evidence-based approach to your own well-being. Don't fall for the hype. Work with professionals, focus on proven strategies, and build a foundation of health that's based on science, not speculation. What are your thoughts on this? Have you ever been tempted to try a parasite cleanse, or have you seen them all over your feed? I'd love to hear about your experiences and any questions you have in the comments below. And for more videos that debunk health myths, be sure to check out our video on the truth about adrenal fatigue right here. Thanks for watching.